When you start university, you'll be confronted with lots of opportunities and choices. This session on University the Culture is designed to help you anticipate some of those opportunities and think about what choices you will make and the sort of person you're going to be at university. The areas of student culture we're going to explore next often prove to be some of the most testing battlegrounds for Christian students. These same areas are also full of opportunities for fun, friendship, and faith to be shared in a natural and everyday way. Jesus' prayer to the Father in John 17:15 goes like this: "My prayer is not that you take them out of the world, but that you protect them from the evil one." God desires a generation of Christian students who will live in the pressure areas of student culture, who don't apologise or hide their faith, but who build deep friendships with their fellow students. So how do you approach the big issues of drinking, relationships and money at university? Let's look at drinking first. Drinking forms the basis of most organised social activity at university, especially in the first few weeks. In most universities, alcohol is cheap and readily available. There's a deeply ingrained culture of drinking, and most Freshers' Week's events involve alcohol in some way. However, 25% of students don't drink at all, and many Christian students avoid socials and people who drink a lot, which may work for them, but leaves no representation for Jesus in these areas of student life. The university drinking culture can provide a great opportunity to love and serve your friends who may have had too much to drink. You can be the friend who will keep an eye out, see them home safely, and protect them from unwanted attention. Jesus was accused of being a drunk, not because he was, but because he parted with people who were. We can do the same. We want to ask ourselves some honest questions like, how do you feel about the drinking culture at university? What are the potential challenges of the drinking culture for you? And where do you need to create boundaries? As you wrestle with this issue, you'll come away with some great insights and advice. Relationships are next. Many students go to university hoping they will meet someone. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just not a good idea to make it the main thing. A relationship won't complete us if God isn't already number one priority. Most of us have a longing to find the right partner, and the culture around us often encourages that search. But rather than all the focus being on finding the right partner, how might you focus your attention on becoming the right partner? Because we place a high value on relationships and commitment, we want to delve beneath the surface of the obvious do's and don'ts. And when in the middle of a night out, the question, why don't Christians have sex before marriage, gets asked, how does this question make you feel? Does this question make you shudder? Or do you see it as an opportunity to speak confidently about what you value? We want to explore relationships at university honestly and confidently. The third big issue we face is money. The cost of financing university education is huge, and God requires us to be diligent in handling our money well. Whatever your background, whether you feel you're wealthy or struggling to get the money together for university, it's helpful to talk about finances. We are all called to be good stewards of the resources God has given us. So we have some top student money tips around making a budget, not spending money like everybody else, making the most of student discounts, using cash rather than cards, and being generous with what you have. These three areas of drinking, relationships, and money all collide together with some force in your first week at university called Freshers' Week. And depending on where you study and what you get involved in, this could mean participating in some long-held traditions and initiations, or just a very social week or two. Freshers' Week is a full-on, multi-sensory introduction to the extremes of student culture. There's no entering the water slowly. It requires taking a deep breath and jumping in at the deep end. However, before you start to panic, the advice we have for you is from some experienced swimmers, and we think you'll soon be enjoying the very best of what university has to offer.